Wait a minute. Why is your third button on?
Welcome to The Ride with Chevy and Nasty. Host Randy Chevy and Ken Sheldon Napastka guides you through great stories that spark great conversations. Two really big guys talking a big game. The boys are locked in and ready to go. Welcome to The Ride.
What are we doing here,
everybody?
What are we? It's Thursday night. It's not Tuesday.
I haven't even checked my camera yet.
Yeah, you haven't. I see your family walking around in the background.
Guys, welcome to The Ride, everybody. As you can tell, we're not on our usual night because we missed Tuesday. Trey was off doing some amazing things in BC with his collegiate golf game. Chevy, I think, just missed it so much. He called an audible on us and said, guys, let's go live tonight.
I called the audible. I appreciate that you give me credit for this because, listen,
dude, I'm not giving you credit. I might be assigning the blame, dude.
Well, and that's the thing. We don't know how this is going to turn out. We got some people turn up. We got Daryl. He showed up on a Thursday night. We got Denzel Snipes. He showed up on a Thursday night. We got Jamin. We got Kurt Panio. We got some folks here. We got Regan. We got a bit of a crew here. And like you know, yes, I'll say this, guys. You know, we had decided we weren't going to do a show this week. We thought, you know what, Trey's off. He's our producer. So what you guys don't understand is we can't just like turn on the streaming software and then record a show and go live. Like, we don't know how to do that. It's probably not rocket science. Like, I think by now, if Trey could figure it out, I could probably figure it out. I just don't have the time to figure it out. So
the kids in the technology though, Chev. I mean, yeah, he's a different generation. He was born with an iPad in his hand.
Hey, Sheldon, I'm just saying, Chevy and Nasty existed before Trey. There's a will, there's a way. But I think this week we had settled with the path of least resistance. It would have been easy. Take a day off, take a week off. Sheldon's busy. I'm busy. Trey's flying into BC. We figured you guys could use a break. And then, you know, like what happens every time, even when I take a little holiday here and there, I kind of miss you guys. Like, it's stupid. It's dumb. Like, I don't need you guys in my life. I don't think I do. But I was working, had a busy week, had my kids, thinking, like I could use a day off. In fact, Tuesday, I definitely needed the day off. But once I had my Tuesday off, I was like, shoot, man, guys, I really want to do the show. And for Sheldon, you know this, and Trey knows this, but most people don't know this. Like, we have a little chat group going between, we have one with Bruno, Trey, Sheldon, Daryl, but we also have one that's just Sheldon, Trey, Daryl, that we do a lot of work on the show. And to be honest, Sheldon doesn't check the text line until probably an hour before the show.
I actually had to shut it off because last week I was on a shoot, and every 6 seconds, you guys don't even complete sentences in your text. You continue on the next line. It's like bing, 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 bing. I'm flying a drone right through Calgary Airport Authority airspace, and my phone just keeps lighting me up, dude.
Hey, man,
I had to shut it off.
We make shit happen. Like, the show gets done in the hours when Sheldon's not checking his texts, and then he shows up to 300 texts. And I'm sure today at about 6 p.m. he found out we're doing a show today. In fact, we put it up to a vote, but we didn't really make your vote count because you said we're doing a show whether Sheldon shows up or not.
Trey called me when I was in the pooper. To be honest, I just got back, was uploading my stuff. So yeah. Hey, anyway, the show must go on. I'm glad we're back.
I'm happy.
A lot of things that happened. I was actually kind of bummed. I was hoping that we'd do the show on Tuesday regardless.
Yeah.
I just didn't know which buttons to push. But a lot of things are happening in the world, and it's going to be good to catch up. You guys out there that did join us on Thursday, getting a lot of texts right now. Chevy and Nasty on Thursday. What's going on? Yes, Kurt Panyo. Yes, Todd Kozak.
It's a change up. It's a change up. Yeah. It's like baseball, like the baseball game. The World Series of Baseball. Trey opened with a great video there. Venezuelan pitcher crying before he delivers the final pitch, and they are the World Baseball Classic champions. Now, I'm not going to pretend to be a big baseball guy, and I didn't really follow it until I found out that Italy started beating some bigwigs, and then they were drinking espresso in the dugout. And that was I think that was the first text I sent about the World Baseball Classic, was when I saw a tweet about the Italian team having espressos in the dugout. And I wanted to do a segment on what food would you have in the dugout or on the sideline, but we didn't do that last week. But then Italy went on a bit of a run. They beat the US. I think they beat Japan. And we thought, this might be the team of destiny. Well, Italy beat USA, but they ran into Venezuela. And Venezuela put an end to Italy's Cinderella fun story. But then Venezuela beats USA, and USA, arguably the favorite in the tournament, I would assume. Maybe I don't know correctly, but USA is a baseball juggernaut.
They're up there every year, yeah.
It's their national pastime. And Venezuela comes in and caps off an actual Cinderella run with the gold medal. And I thought that was a pretty fascinating moment. Again, not pretending to be an expert, but you're about to deliver the game-winning pitch. It's not a done deal. Like, the guy in front of you could crush a homer. It's not like holding on to the puck behind the net with 10 seconds to go in the game, knowing you're winning. Like, you still got to throw that pitch in the strike zone. The guy can still.
You still got to make that save if you're the goalie, right?
Yeah. And I thought that was a fantastic sporting moment.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw. Trey, can you play that video again now that we give it a little bit of context? I think it was really cool. If you're not a baseball fan, you got to appreciate this. The Venezuelan pitcher.
I want to see the tears before the pitch, because I didn't see that part. I saw the tears afterwards. But yeah, Trey, can you throw that up?
Yeah, he's going to throw it up in a minute. But again, guys, thanks for joining us tonight. This is awesome.
The other thing too, before he throws it up, it's one thing if you're the United States. Like, I can't remember who said it after. Mike Judge. This is bigger than winning a World Series. I feel so good for these guys. And Derek Jeter comes on and says, "That's a guy who's never won a World Series before." I think if you're an American, there's nothing bigger than World Series, because it is your game. It is, if you win that, you're the best in the world. But watch, if you're from a smaller country,
here we go.
Just trying to prove that you belong there.
3-2. I mean, this is a big one. 9th inning, bottom of the 9th, 1-2 pitch, 2 outs. Venezuela dugout's excited. U.S. dugout is nervous. You can see there's tension. Pitcher's looking there.
Wow.
I mean, that's a big deal. I like, for that country, I gotta see. That's a packed house, and that's a big deal. That's a big deal.
You know what that reminds me of, Chev?
Like, USA
that reminds me of the Americans beating the mighty Canadians for the gold medal match in hockey.
I think we were both on the same.
It's like we don't. I don't even know if we belong here, but we showed the world, baby. We showed the world. How big is Venezuela? I'm gonna check that right now.
Don't forget that Venezuela and USA already have like some global political stuff going on too. Like, I don't know if it's a big deal to the Venezuelans, but I'm sure it felt good to get a win over the States after.
You know what though? Do you think the players have a negative feeling towards it, or do you think they have a positive feeling towards the U.S. hoping that their country? Because don't forget, it's a little bit like the guys that had to swim from Cuba to play baseball in the United States. Cuba's not just giving up their baseball players to come over. Venezuela, very much. I think there's a bit of appreciation there. Maybe hoping that they did more.
But there could also be this, like the Americans walking in thinking, "Hey, listen, we just liberated you. You're our little brothers now. You're our sons." That's what I'm saying. It's a small country that's just showing that they belong, and they just beat Goliath. And obviously, they're a very talented team. I can't name you more than 3 guys on the lineup, but it would take a lot of talent. They must have a great program of the kids growing up there to be out in the position that they are. And for me, that's the thing. Going out there in the world stage as a small country is got to be the best feeling in the world at a time when they needed it. Because whether or not they loved America's intervention into there, or if they hated it, it's tough times in Venezuela. An event like this in sport can bring an entire nation together. Can you imagine just sitting around there with your Uncle Rodrigo and your cousins and everybody watching that, saying, "Holy fuck, we just beat the U.S." I'm just gonna ask you: Is Rodrigo a typical Venezuelan name?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I just googled the top 10 names, birth names in 2026 in Venezuela.
I'm literally gonna do that. I'm gonna see if Rodrigo.
And it's actually been the same for the last. No, dude, I just made that up because
you did because stereotyping.
Okay. Yeah, but that's a fair call. That's like saying Randy. Like if I said Randy's a popular name in Canada, it doesn't make it a stereotype. There's Randy's born from 1970 to 1985.
Shall I want to see how off you were right now. These are the top 10 names, the top 100 first names in Venezuela for men.
Just top 20 or whatever.
You know what? You're not doing too bad. You're not too. Let's see if it's in there. Luis. I'm sure there's a few Luis on the Gabriel, Andres, Leonardo. Like the
where was what name did I say again? I said
I think you said Fernando.
Okay, no.
Rodrigo.
Yeah, where was that?
I don't know. Well, it might not even be on the list.
It's
you actually want me to? Okay, Jose, Alejandro, Ruben. Would you say Rodrigo?
Rodrigo.
Yeah, wait, I better look. Okay, wait. There's Ender, Jordan, Michelle, Adrian, Steven. I think they meant Steven, but they didn't know that it's an E. There's Richard, Jose Rafael, close. Marvin, Sheldon.
Didn't see that one coming.
Carlos, I could have thought was a little high. Kenneth, Sheldon.
Kenneth is above Rodrigo.
Yeah, Luis with an Louis. Brian with a Y. Husam, Henry, Angel, Joshua, Joseph. Wait, Janonino Molina, Udin, Mario, Roniel, Satya, Isaac, Edico, Sebastian, Sheldon. Unfortunately, Rodrigo did not make the top 100 names in Venezuela.
You know what? I don't know if this is AI trying to make me feel better, but it says it is recognized, though not a top tier masculine name in Venezuela. Highest prevalence amongst men age 18 to 24. So you're just too old to get it. There's in that generation, the Gen Z or whatever. It was pretty popular. It was not top tier, but it was up there.
You know what? If I had a Venezuelan child, I'd name him Rodrigo in your honor.
You know, I will say this though. I know one kid named Rodrigo right now, and he's Filipino. So I'm gonna.
He's the top 100 Filipino name in Venezuela. But you know what, Sheldon? I would love to know, like, if we could populate this list. Now I'm really curious to know in Venezuela, in the top, I don't know, all male names, if Sheldon shows up before Rodrigo. Because we had a Brian, we had a Kenneth. I think Kenneth is less of a popular name than Sheldon. So I'm going to venture to guess at this point, Sheldon might be a more Venezuelan name than Rodrigo.
Big in the Jewish community.
Yeah,
and I'm not even Jewish, but I've been called that. I've been asked that before. But
well, listen, Sheldon. Let's move on. I think it's great for Venezuela. Trey makes a great point that with the geopolitical, I guess tensions in the world. I didn't even think about that when I thought that U.S. was playing. It kind of just completely escaped me. I was just kind of in the moment that Italy was going through, and then they lost to Venezuela. But yeah, definitely a fair point. I think it was a big deal that they got to play the U.S. I think it was a big deal that they got to, even though U.S. liberated them from some tyranny, I think it definitely was great that it played. I was kind of like, look, Canada, U.S. and hockey, we're not enemies, but we definitely had something going on there that it was nice to see it play out on the sporting stage. But I'm either, like you said, getting credit if the show's good, or I'm getting the blame if it goes bad. So I'm at least going to take whatever full 100 responsibility for the poem that we've got tonight. Because even though this was a last second show, we have not spoken before that we took the airwaves at, I think it was at 9:55. We do have a poem. So Sheldon, I think without further ado, if you could pull it up. I sent you 2 texts.
I got it.
The second one has the full poem. The first one, I thought we were just going to go with 4 stanzas and make up the last 2.
I got it.
But I sent you 2 texts. Okay, Trey.
Who's starting?
Whoever wants to start.
Studs and duds.
We're definitely not
and
starting on
300-pound poetry with Chevy and Nasty.
There you go.
We decided to have a show as we didn't even know it. And we didn't even know it. And we still deliver a rhyme because we're your best nighttime poets.
Yeah, you got it. Team Italy showed some promise after a Cinderella-like run. They didn't win the World Classic, but they sure had lots of fun.
In the end, it was Venezuela that won the World Baseball Tourney. David's USA beating Goliath. What an incredible journey.
Speaking of world events, it will be Calgary, Edmonton, and Prague, showing off the World Cup of Hockey as the world's best once again take the stage.
I see what you did there. Chuck Norris was hospitalized, and we hope the hospital is okay. They can't hold that man down, or he'll make them pay.
Poor Chuck. It's an impromptu edition on a rare Thursday night show. This could be the greatest ride or a 1 hour long. I don't know what I wrote here. Let me start that over.
You mixed.
Yeah, I messed it up.
It's an impromptu. I'll do it for you.
Okay, go ahead. You do it.
It's an impromptu edition on a rare Thursday night. This could be a great show or an hour-long fight.
Well, judging by the poem, it's going to be a tough hour. Again, one of the texts you missed today, we're kind of keeping on the baseball stage, but I know you love food. I asked Trey to go on Twitter today, and I don't know if he did it. I hope he did. I said, go on Twitter today, Trey, and type in ballpark food. And then just look at the images that's out there and what comes up. Because
I did.
You did.
I got loads.
So Sheldon, you got to check out what the Major League Baseball stadiums are throwing out this year. I think Trey's going to throw up a picture and we'll comment on it. Cause I'm looking at a couple here, but I don't know what they have.
Yeah.
Put a year in A's. Okay. What do we got there? With. Okay. That looks like that looks like a happiness in a cup. Is that ice cream? Rocky Road. What is that?
It's a salted caramel shake.
I'm in.
Peanut butter sandwich cookies, Kit Kat bars, and Cracker Jack.
You remember my story about going to the Stamps game, Stamps house, that ate so much that I literally crapped and threw up? I think that's what this would do to me, but I'd probably eat 2 of them. I'm in.
See, I would absolutely have this, just not at a ball game. I'm a savory guy. I know you're a sweet tooth guy. We talked about this before. I'm a savory guy. But you know what we don't know? Trey, what is your go-to? You're sitting there, you squirreled away a bunch of food you're not sharing with your girlfriend, your parents, your brothers, your sisters, your cousins at Christmas. What is your go-to? Are you a sweets guy? Are you a fats guy, savory guy?
Yeah, I'm probably getting a hot dog. I would like to try like a specialty hot dog of wherever.
So you are a savory guy.
Yeah, I would also probably crush this as well. I'd probably get diabetes from it, but I would like to try it. It's
I'd have,
probably
this
worth
on,
like
I'd have this on the way out of the ballpark, I think.
You know what looks good? You know what looks good? Like what gets me, like all the stuff in there. It looks like Kit Kat bars, and so it's the edging on the cone there. Look at that.
Yeah.
That looks like they put some work into that.
Yeah.
How much you think that runs? $20?
Oh, I didn't even look to see the prices of these foods. So yeah,
I gotta say that's $20.
What, yeah, it's easy $15-20. Easy $20. I'll call it $20.
What do you got
So,
next, Trick?
What do you got?
So yay or nay?
Yay.
Yay.
Yeah.
All right. Next one, we're going to Seattle. We get chicken tenders, fish and chips, crab nachos, and your dips there. And when the Mariners hit a home run, they have like a fairy horn sound, and this boat will also honk the horn, I guess, when they hit a home run. Yeah.
You know,
This is probably also something that, like, if this would fill you up. Like, this is probably more than $20, I would assume, with all that food.
Yeah.
This is for me. I'd get it because of the horn. You know what I mean? I want to hear the horn on that boat.
It's kind of awesome.
Fish and chips, nah. Chicken tenders, no. That's not for me. The crab nachos are a little bit interesting to me, and I don't think that's showing up there. But I would give a go at the crab nachos for sure.
You know what? I'm gonna give it an A. I'm not a fish guy at a ball game. I just, like I like savory foods, but fish and chips at a ball game, not necessarily my thing. I mean, I kind of think the boat is a cool little idea, but I think if that was filled with nachos and you had guacamole on one side and salsa on the other side, now we're talking. But the boat's cool, the food, but I get it. It's got the water theme, the Mariners, but
yeah. I'd go with the crab nachos. This one's kind of a soft thumbs up for me.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I'd like to try the crab nachos too, but I'm not a fish guy either. Okay, some more filling foods. We're going to Miami for the
the machete. Machete, and rest in peace. Did Machete die? What's his name? Danny Trejo.
Did he?
I don't know. I thought I saw that, but I think it was an AI thing. But let's keep it on this Machete. I'm all in for this. I saw this online today. I'm actually staring at it on my phone. I thought I was going to bring it up, and I said, "Oh, maybe Trey has the picture." This, I love the way that thing looks like it was pressed, and I could tell what that bread, I guess, or is it naan? What is the?
No. It's a corn tortilla. It's a corn tortilla. Or flour tortilla.
I know what that tastes like when it's grilled like that, and that is probably the most perfect grilled. What are they calling that? Is a machete? Is it a quesadilla? What is it?
It's like a mix between that and a Subway taco.
Yeah.
But that one looks good to me. I mean, you got your melted mozzarella along with the Oaxacan cheese, real gooey stuff, right? Just house marinated. I don't know how the house marinating is at this ballpark, but
Miami, it's pretty
always
good.
got a smoky hollow or guajillo sauce.
Now, let me ask you this. I mean, I know Sheldon said, "Oh, what do you eat if you hide?" Like, would this be something you'd eat all by yourself or share? I think I could share this one.
Dude, I'd crush it.
You crush it.
2 feet.
Look how thin it is. Look at you can fold it in half, and it's like a foot long sub.
I don't know. It looks pretty thick to me. But
you can share it, but you don't.
I think for me. That's a shareable one. The first one, the salted caramel, is like get your own, because that like no one's touched. But I might give someone a bite. Like, okay, you want to try it? Sure. But if you're asking for like legit scoops after the first try, you're not getting that. But this I could share. This I could cut it in half and say,
you know what I do? I would cut off a third just so I didn't feel like such a pig. You know what I mean?
That'd be great. It'd be great the next day or something, probably.
It'd be great at the bottom of the 7th.
Yeah. So it sounds like a yay. I bet this is probably the most expensive one. I bet it's like $40 or $50 for this. Just a guess.
What else you got?
Okay, moving on. More good stuff. This is from Baltimore. So we got crab smash tacos, a big scrap burger, which has got a fish stick on it, and then a yakisoba with shrimp and like I don't know what that egg is, like a breaded fried boiled egg.
No. The only thing that looks good to me there that looks worthy is that burger in the middle.
Take the fish stick off, though. You got to take the fish stick off.
I don't know. I'm curious. I mean, I've never had a fish stick on a burger. Like, is there a burger patty in there? It looks like there's two.
There's two. Yeah, there's two.
And now you got a fish. You know what, Sheldon? I'm okay with trying that. I've had hey, listen. I've had a shawarma. We've used to go to Desert Pita here in Calgary, and or a Cedars Deli, And when we had the Cedars Deli special, what was it? It was all the meats. It was all the meats. And it was good.
You know, today, just speaking, you brought up shawarma. I had a chance. I had a little break after the shoot. That's why I was working so late tonight. Went to grabbed a quick late lunch with Jamin. Went to Shawarma Palace. It's a new franchise, newer franchise in Calgary. Dude, it was very respectable. I got the meat, the beef and lamb mix with all the veggies. So they give you regular pickles, pickled turnips, cilantro, and all the regular veggies you get. But their secret was they had this like this whole house-made tahini and then this spicy garlic sauce with I digress. I still haven't seen a shawarma at the ballpark, but let's keep it going. I love me a shawarma. I
like the burger in the middle because of the reason you mentioned about the shawarma was the mixed meats. I've never had I wasn't interested in the fish and chips thing at the Marlins game, but the Baltimore fried fish on top of a burger, I could see myself making that at home and trying it. I think, that's something I'd like to try.
I'm going to wait I got a feeling there's more burgers, so I hope there's more burgers.
Hey, Ernie Regis joining us tonight. See, we got some people joining us. People are here. And Denzel Snipes, thanks with the save. Yeah. Danny Trio is alive and well. Yeah. Thank God. Thank you, Denzel. We have people that fact check us all the time. I love it. We can just say whatever we want. Someone will figure it out. Oh, what you got here, Trey?
So Tampa Bay, we got the sweet pretzel bites in a baseball glove there in the middle. An Oreo brownie milkshake there on the side. And then what I thought this would probably be my pick is the hand-wrapped foot-long pretzel dog.
Ooh.
You know, if they've got a respectable pretzel, that would be outstanding. And what is it? Pico de gallo on the side? Like, what is that? Like some onions and
it's probably like a cheese dip and a pico de gallo.
Oh man,
but it's good.
Yeah, I would totally give that a try. How long is that one?
It's a foot long dog.
Oh, so it's only a foot, so they're cheap. No, it's not the 2 foot like the taco we saw.
Yeah,
but I would hit that. I would hit that hot dog.
Okay, but again, this is what I've been hearing is the food of the ballpark, of all the ballparks. This one in Chicago, it's the fried chicken and churros.
Wow, that's interesting.
That's like chicken and waffles, but better.
Chicken and waffles.
That's totally a play off the chicken and waffle, and
that, you know what, Trey, you just made me smile because that kind of has everything I would ever want in one bite. Because that last slide, I was like, oh man, I want the thing with the little ice cream cone sticking out of it. But that pretzel bun looks good. But this would be, of all the foods, this one I'd probably have to order like 3 of them. But it would have like my protein that I need because you need protein. Like you can't just go on sugar and fat alone. You need some protein to keep the muscle. I definitely think right now this is my lead for the favorite because as much as I like that first dessert, the salted caramel one, for sure it's too rich and too sweet. But this might be take the cake for me. This one.
How about that little pat of butter on the top? Is that butter, Trey? What do you think? That's a pat of butter. Oh my God! So here's my strategy, and I want to hear your guys. So we saw a bunch of the foods. For me, I'm definitely early in the game. I'm hitting that 2 foot taco, and just so I don't look like a pig, I'll cut off a third and give it to the kids or my wife to try it, knowing that they don't eat much anyway. This is going to be my 7th inning, though, right here. This one's what's going to take me home. That looks delicious.
Fair enough. I think I'm going to go with the Baltimore burger. I'm going to go with the Baltimore burger early in the game. And then I think I'll hit this one at the 7th. I might have two of those burgers in Baltimore.
I got two more that you might want in the ninth inning.
Okay.
In the 9th inning, a little treat for you. So this one, just get ready. This one may be the most diabetic one. This is in Philly. The Schwarbomb Sundae. So it's soft serve ice cream and a funnel cake fried strawberry Uncrustable. It's like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich with fresh strawberry sauce and fruity cereal pieces.
No, looks like something you would give to a 5-year-old.
Not at the ballpark, chef. But I would absolutely if we were at my kid's birthday party when they're little. Yeah, I'd be trying that.
It doesn't look chocolatey enough for me. So
I'm just picturing those little Rice Krispie things that I'm sure are loaded up with sugar, and you're gonna taste like the lemon and the grape and the and the strawberry.
I feel so strongly about this that if I was offered this and the boat with the fish and chips, I take the boat with the fish and chips. And I love sweets. I just funnel cake, this fruity stuff. It probably tastes fake.
Have you guys ever had an Uncrustable before?
No.
What is that? Uncrustable.
It's just like the Smucker's peanut butter and jam.
Oh yeah, I've had
Like,
those. Yeah.
they're like a little baby sandwich. They just deep fry it and throw it in there too, I guess. So that one I feel like would literally give you diabetes. Okay, so I got one more. This one actually came from the World Baseball Classic in Japan. So it's an ice cream sandwich shaped like the Tokyo Dome. Apparently, it is unbelievable. A lot of people were at the World Baseball Classic watching Japan or whatever, South Korea. And yeah, this was a big hit, was the Tokyo Dome ice cream sandwich.
You know, there's something about it. It's the simplicity of it that makes me say, like, I want to try this thing. Like, look at this thing. It's just...
You've had tempura ice cream at a Japanese spot before, right?
I don't even know what that is.
I'm going to tell you, is ice cream crusted with a tempura. I don't know how you deep fry ice cream exactly, but the Japanese, if there's a way to do it, the Japanese have figured it out. Because this is Japanese, I would absolutely give this a try. I bet you this is like the sleeper. I bet you this is so delicious that the outer bite of the tempura, whatever that batter is that they made it in, is like the most delicious thing you've ever sunk your teeth into, that before you even taste it, the crackle and the feel on your teeth would make you like kill for something like this.
It looks like the Air Force Ones of dessert, like the most simple looking thing out there, but like just amazing, you know, like, yeah, I'd be down for this for sure. Welcome to the show. AC Sports Live joined us tonight. Another of our fellow members from the Sideline Sports Network. Yeah, it's a cheat day show. We cheated. We said we're not doing Tuesday. We jump in on Thursday, and all we're doing is talking about food so far. Well, I guess baseball so far, but we're putting the food spin on it. But yeah, like I like all that stuff, guys.
What's the number one pick? What are you going with if you had to choose one?
I'm going to stick with my original. That 2-foot taco, followed by the churro and chicken. Like that looked good to me. That's okay. My call.
Well, I'm not going to cheap out like Sheldon. If I have one pick, Trey's giving us one pick. Nope.
Oh, one pick. Taco.
You know what, Trey? I changed my choice. My choice. If I have one pick, it's the first dessert. Like if I have $20 in my pocket, I can only buy one ballpark thing. I think I'm buying this thing, the Diamondbacks. And you know, it's not far. That's Arizona. That's a 2-hour flight away. We can make it there, Sheldon. We can make it on the road trip.
I know someone who works at WestJet. Let's go.
You know what? Like some people, I remember when I was a kid, I had some long lost relatives showed up to Montreal. It was a father and son that I never met, but they were related to my grandma, and they showed up then. Basically, they were doing the tour of all the baseball parks in America. And at that time, they finally made it up to Montreal to watch a ball game. I don't think I'm doing the tour of the baseball parks to watch the ball games. I'm doing it for the food. I would do the great American Canadian road trip just for the food. Like only this year have I noticed these types of ridiculously grandiose ballpark. I won't call them snacks, foods. Whereas before they never, I never noticed. It's like when I went to Montreal, you get a hot dog, you get a Pepsi, and you get a May West. And that was a great day at the ballpark. And, you know, these guys are taking it to a new high. And I mean, that's worth the price of admission in and of itself, regardless of the game. Would you agree?
It's all about the food.
Yeah, it's the food, 100%. Baseball, you don't really go to watch the game. That's a social outing.
My only complaint, well, it depends on who you go with. I've gone to some games where it was all about the game. The guys like calling out the pitches before it leaves the pitcher's hand. My only problem is these days, like tickets are so expensive, and then the food's so expensive. It's almost like could you imagine if you took a family of 4 out to a great ballpark and everybody ate whatever they wanted? Yeah, you could easily drop $1,200.
Oh yeah.
Could you not? Like, well, maybe not 1,200.
They're also bringing back, like a lot of baseball stadiums are bringing back like the cheap unlimited concession, like St. Louis or whatever. They had like $20 unlimited food, and you can just get whatever you want. You just $20, but it's like basic stuff though: popcorn, hot dog.
I like that. Soda,
whatever. But like a lot of those things are, I guess, to make it more affordable are coming back.
Great cross promotion would be one baseball park in America or in Canada does a Costco hot dog and just kind of, do a Costco sponsorship and they just do the 150 hot dog and a pop. And I think that would be
sign up memberships, right? Sign up memberships as you walk through the gates and
leave with a big bag of toilet paper for the huge crap you're going to take. Okay, well, listen.
Especially
Speaking of huge dump, that's what the show's looking like a little bit. But we're here, and so are you. So that's great. We're brought to you each week by Performance Freight Management, We Drone Real Estate Media. And if you didn't know, you can find us at Chevy and Nasty on all your socials, Facebook, all the way down to X and TikTok. And then if you didn't catch us tonight because you didn't know we're on, hey, great thing for you. We can be on Spotify, Amazon Music, and Apple Podcasts. And again, as mentioned before, and we'll keep mentioning this, we're part of the Sideline Sports Network. If you go to their website, you can catch all the great shows, including AC Sports Live, the Rubio Method, Sideline Sports, and many others to join. And we're going to have more of a increased profile there. You might see some articles from Sheldon, myself, Trey, Daryl, just being part of a little bit of a bigger community. But knowing our community and knowing Sheldon and Trey, we all have to go pee right now. So let's take a quick break. And then when we get back, we'll dive into it. Trey went to BC. The Oilers lost Draisaitl. Lots going on that we can touch on this impromptu Thursday night ride.
Performance Freight Management is a global logistic freight shipping company that will handle the entire shipping process for any package to any country. Whether it be a simple truck shipment from your office to Toronto or your company importing generators from China, PFM Freight handles it all. We have the expertise and technology to handle any shipping requirements. Skip the guesswork and let us take the shipping pain off your plate.
Do you want your business to be known? YYCCalgaryBusiness.ca is Calgary's only online media platform that gets you noticed. Short-form video content is rapidly taking over as the most effective way to engage your audience. Whether you're being interviewed on a vodcast, sharing a sizzle reel, or even hosting your own show, there is one place you can publicize your business. We want to tell your story and introduce you to our network of empowered business owners and leaders right here in Calgary. Isn't it time you took your digital game to 11? Call us or email us now.
Most people see us at work.
In uniform. Focused. Professional.
We're also dads. We are sons.
Friends. And sometimes we struggle too.
At Village Honda, we believe strength isn't staying silent. It's showing up, it's checking in, it's asking the question, are you okay? We're proud to support the men's mental health movement and to be part of changing the way men support each other. Thank you for being here tonight.
Wow, that was awesome. That's the first time I've seen that video.
You missed a lot when you don't check the text.
Dude, I told you I'm getting my crazy.
No, I know. I
love it. I think bro check should be something that's just like a nationally recognized thing you do once a month or once every 3 months. You know, like national bro check day per quarter, right?
Yeah, I think that's great. I think that's great. Daryl said that to us today, and of course, Daryl is a key member of the team here, even though we don't always see him on camera. He's working really hard on the back end, helping us get the show going, but also working on the mental health movie night, which is the father-son night that we have on March 30th. So again, for those of you that might be tuning in for the first time to our show, here are some of the details. March 30th, Cochrane Movie House. We've got a host of great speakers, including Brett Gardner and Keon Raymond. It's a father-son movie night, so there's going to be food and fellowship and lots going on. And then, after the speakers and after some of the in-person events, we do a screening of Top Gun Maverick. And again, if you haven't seen that movie on the big screen, this is a fantastic opportunity to catch that movie the way it was meant to be seen. So please scan the QR code or email Daryl at Performance Freight Management for the RSVP. We need to know the numbers because, again, we're providing food. We want to know how many people we got to order for, and we definitely want to fill the theater. I know that, I'm going to come fully clean here. Right before we got on the show, Daryl said, "Hey, can you guys confirm if your kids can come?" And I'm like, "I don't know if I can confirm if my kids can come." I got one son that works, and he goes to school in the day, so he works at night. He's got a schedule. I got another son that he's starting a job, and then I got my other son that's just about to get his lacrosse schedule. And I'm like, "Yeah, I don't know if they're available." And Daryl's like, "Man, it's important.
It's a priority.
Prioritize the mental health." And I was like, "Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna work my butt off." So yeah,
it's not even prioritizing mental health. Is prioritizing the importance of sticking together as brothers, fathers, sons, and just getting the guys together. This one's important, and I love it. There are a lot of people put in a lot of work to bring in some amazing speakers.
But let me ask you this. Because you're right. And where I was going with this, and I will get back to the event, but do you find, because I wasn't prepared for this as a dad. Trey's not a dad yet. Trey's a son, and maybe Diane and Dash can come on here and spill some truth for us. But do you find as your kids get older, it's harder for you to do things with them? Because again, for me, when my kids were young, it's like, hey, we're going. I put my kids on a train and we went across Canada, and they were all in. We've gone on these impromptu road trips to Edmonton, just go on the water slides. Do all kinds of stuff, but now I'm finding it harder and harder. I've got one son, he drives. He's 19 in university. I got another son that's just about to graduate high school. He's 6'5". He thinks he's a man. I got another son that's
6'5".
Yeah, Brett. He's huge. Boy. He's stupid. He's dumb. And then we got Kyle that's, coming into his own, right? He's becoming more of a, he was my little buddy, but now he's kind of becoming more independent. I'm finding it hard, man. Like, I had a hard time getting them to do something like go to the park and play ball, but getting them to commit to a night that's important for them and me, it's kind of like putting some money in their bank account for the future. Like, it's not an easy sell to kids. And like, again, I'm fully with Daryl. I'm like, yeah, of course I want my kids there with me. But when something becomes a fight with your kids, at what point do you got to be like, well, then they're really not going to want to come, So I find it very hard these days. Do you find that, Sheldon, or are you kind of in a phase where your kids are still kind of? Hey, Dad,
I put it in the text line. The beatings will continue until the bonding increases, right?
Yeah.
We're all in different situations. So like, my kids aren't as locked in on sports. I'm not. So our lifestyle at home isn't that hectic, running from sport to sport. Adric, my oldest, is just wrapping up robotics. So I take him to he's got a couple of days a week that he does that. But so I bond with him during the drives there, grabbing food afterwards, finding those pockets. So I'm still able to find him since the doctor called me obese last week. I'm going for daily walks, and usually one or both of my boys will join me as we, go get groceries or go for a place. So I'm enjoying those little things, right? No big trips, nothing massive like that. But because we're not always on a super hectic schedule, when I do have an hour or two in the evening, we do spend it together a lot. The coolest thing last night, my son was asking me about photography, and he said, "Dad, I just found this camera. Does this work?" "Nah, this one's the shutter stuck." He goes, "What about that other one in the basement, that Canon?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's like a 10-year-old camera. I don't use anymore, but it's a really good camera." So I got to spend a night with him, just walking him through charging the batteries, the different settings. And today he's showing me all the great shots he gets. So those little moments there when your sons actually like do something with you, and then they go off on their own, then they come back and say, "Dad, check this out." That's, to me, that's freaking cool. I mean,
yeah,
he's a win. Yeah. Does that mean they always want to do everything? Are they joining me to watch the show tonight? Hell, no.
Yeah, no, my kids don't watch the show. And it's funny.
Hey, you better check the Instagram. I think you got a couple sons watching on Instagram right now.
Who's that? Chevy? Me? Oh, maybe they're. Okay.
Luke is watching. It says.
Sound off, boys. Sound off if you're watching.
Yeah, sound off. You know what? I'm gonna say I don't get to have many moments because my boys are in different directions, but last night was a fantastic moment. I was actually calling Brittany, and not because I was gonna bring it up before you said that my kids were listening, but we as my boys were going back to their mom's house midweek because Kyle's headed to provincials today. So he's out in St. Paul, Alberta with his team, and they got a big tournament. So the other two boys were going to go to their mom's house and watch the dogs. So anyways, I was working all day today. So last night I was low on groceries. I said, you know what? We're going to go for a bite to eat. So we went to Boston Pizza right by your place. Boston Pizza in Creekside, which is where my son Luke works. We went to visit him and stuff. And, it was actually cool because normally the last day when my boys are going to their moms, they're all stressed out and they start picking on each other, and it's always a fight. Like we just kind of become a ball of testosterone, and it's always like they leave, and then I get I get kind of guilty because I was kind of maybe upset and they were being jerks. But we went to Luke's restaurant, and man, I felt like I was just watching my kids be buds. Like Luke was happy that his brothers were there. He gives them high fives. Hey, what's up, bud? And stuff. And Brett and Kyle, who normally like beef a lot at the dinner table, they were just laughing. Like, so Brett was giving jabs to Kyle, but fun jabs because Kyle's going to St. Paul, Alberta. It's a 6-hour bus ride from Calgary. And from the minute the bus leaves, they are not allowed phones for the entire weekend. Wow. So Kyle was like, oh my God, Dad, we're on a bus. What are we going to do? And Brett's giving me, he's like, hey, Brett, listen, he said, Kyle, don't worry. You're going to know what it's like to be Amish for the weekend. No, and he was just,
honestly, though, that's, I don't want to cut off your story. Finish the story.
No, go ahead. So for me, the ending was, I don't always have these moments, but when I do have a moment where I could just appreciate the kids for who they are and good buddies and best friends that they're going to be long after I'm gone. And I was just kind of observing. I was a really happy moment for me. And I'm like, they're going to be okay. And that was fun. That's where I was going with that.
Yeah. And it's fun because we all know this, like the family bonding time's not always fun times when the boys are just being, meatheads to each other. And it's constant tension.
Yeah.
But it's funny that you bring up this whole thing. And you talk about how I don't check the text line. I don't live on my phone. I try my hardest not to. I reject that. I like conversations when we can get face to face, but I also do enjoy a little bit of contact outside. But you bring up, what am I going to do on a bus ride for 6 hours without a phone? Yeah. Chev, I know you. What year did you retire? Football.
2017.
I retired in 2007. Okay, I'm pretty sure when we were taking those bus trips, it was you text your wife or your girlfriend goodbye, you get on that bus, you put that phone away. There was no smartphones in 2006, right? You're watching movies, you're playing cards, you've got Game Boys, nothing connected to the internet.
PlayStation Portable, PSP.
Yeah. But I mean, so that was only, oh God. I'm going to say that was 20 years ago. What the hell?
It was yesterday.
But it feels like it was yesterday. I'm still, when I watch shows like Stranger Things, today I saw this awesome thing on Instagram about the pause music of N64 Bond. Remember the game Bond?
Yeah.
And it cuts to this epic down,
yeah,
and all the sound effects. And it just brings me back to, it was just when you're always connected. So hopefully this is a good thing for those boys.
Oh yeah.
Once they're on the bus, they're not missing a phone for 6 hours or the weekend or whatever.
And you know what? I'm sure it's going to start like that. I mean, listen, phone withdrawal for kids, for teens, it's a real thing. For adults, the phone is a real intrusive part of our lives. It's become a part, and there's a withdrawal element that it goes. I mean, they say tell people to put a phone in a box and then sit in a room for 2 hours. They're going to lose their minds if they can't check it. And, I think young kids are no different. They grew up on it. They were born with phones. We weren't. But I do think on a bus ride, if they're expected to sit in silence, which they weren't, then that's a problem. But, the team and my son's coaching staff, very good at they want to make this a great experience for the kids. It might be a once in a lifetime to go to provincials for these guys. And, I think, they're going to watch movies like Goon. I don't know if they'll watch Slapshot. I think they watched Rocky, play some games. But it's funny because I was telling Kyle, I said, oh, maybe you should bring some board games. And I was talking with Brittany about this whole thing. She's like, well, you play board games with your kids. So I play a lot of board games with my kids. I don't know if all families do. Like, I don't know if all kids play board games. Do you guys play board games? Trey, do you still play board games, or is that a thing of my generation?
Yeah, I play a lot of crib with my family, mostly my dad. But yeah, I'm down to play crib usually. I can play crib for 6 hours, no problem.
What about you, Sheldon? Are you guys board game guys?
My family's a little bit split. So when they were really young, we fall like Trey. We fall back on the cards. A lot like when their kids were is a lot of Uno and Crazy Eights, and then you expand those games as they get older. I've taught them to play poker. My youngest doesn't love it. It's too boring for him. Board games, no, because we fight. We get too competitive with board games because you can cheat at board games. You can cheat at cards as well, but board games can get a little bit. What we've really found that we love is like puzzles, right? Where you can get together, go apart, pick away a little bit.
Interesting.
And it's sort of like over a course of a weekend. We don't do it often. That's honestly just a Christmas thing. Mm-hmm. But I'm going to ask you, I want to hear all about Trey's trip because I know it was not quite as expected when he got out there. But since we're on the subject of phones, can I call an audible here? I got a question for Trey. You got a girlfriend?
Sort of.
How old are you? Sort of. Okay, sort of. You got a girl that you talk to on a regular basis. How old are you today?
22.
Okay. When you first said I'm going to have a conversation with her, here's where I'm going with this. Today, because of phones, Snapchat, Discord, all the different apps we have to communicate with each other, we tend to just get a person's, whatever contact and we just start communicating. But did you know, Trey, back in the day when Chevy and I were young men, before we had those kind of things, we used to have to get a hold of a girl in a different way. Do you know how we had to get a hold of a girl back in the 90s? We had to call her dad. We had to call.
Oh, okay.
We had to call that phone. You had to have her phone
landline.
The landline. You had to dial in the digits. And type it. And you didn't know who was going to answer. You're hoping it's her mom or sister. It could be the crazy old grandma, but the most feared was the dad. You're 16, 17 years old, and you want to talk to a girl, and you have to get past her dad. Dude, I'll tell you what, it changes the game for communication, doesn't it? When you're a teenager and you have to communicate and explain why you want to talk to a grown man's daughter.
That's you had to be shitting bricks.
You were.
Do you think you could do it now?
Oh,
but I don't think kids could do it now. We could totally do it because we had to do it when we were young. We had to do it.
And you remember how scary that was, right? And some dads had reputations, like especially in small town Saskatchewan. This guy gets drunk and still fights guys at the bar on the weekends. There was like tough dudes and scary guys, and you had to sound like you were worthy of him handing the phone to his daughter. Most of the time he just fucked with you too. It's like, oh yeah, why are you calling tonight? Well, we were talking about helping me with a math problem we had earlier today. He's like, oh, I'm good at math. Maybe I can help you out, right? And the mom's in the back saying, oh, Henry, just lay off of him. Just give her the phone, right? And it's but you had to deal with grown men from the time you're 15, 16 years old.
Trey, you know how your voice cracked when Sheldon asked you how old you were and you had to cough out puberty there? Well, that wouldn't have flown. That wouldn't have flown.
Yeah, no.
Son, how old are you? Oh, I'm 12. Just hang up and run away.
Yes, Mr. Johnson. Yeah, I'm 16. I'm in grade 11, top of the class. I just was really hoping to talk to your daughter. If it's okay, if you guys aren't doing anything with the family, if she's not busy in Bible study or watching a show with your beautiful wife.
Wow. Wow, you nailed it, Nasty. Wow.
You had to have some game to get her number, but you definitely had to have more game to get
I thought Sheldon was going to pull up, hey, Mr. Johnson, I got a 6-pack waiting for you if you can let me have a chat with your daughter for 5 minutes.
That did not work, dude. That didn't work.
Well, it worked to get your wife, so.
Yeah. Well, that's how you evolve. That's how you evolve.
Yeah.
Instead of offering the 6-pack to the dad, he just walked straight to the girl and said, hey, I want to share a 6-pack with you.
Oh, dude, I was I think 28 when I got engaged to my wife. No, 30 when I got engaged to my wife. And I had to do the same thing and ask my father-in-law for permission when we were in Regina. Actually, Matt Dunnigan gave me no, I can't remember that. I may be conflating trips here, but even that was scary at age 30. asking a grown man for his daughter's hand in marriage. I mean, it was
big one.
Anyway, there's some things that you just can't communicate over a phone, and it's good for a kid to be off his phone for the weekend.
Yeah, no, I think
you learn more about yourself than you ever will otherwise.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to make it down to St. Paul this weekend. It's kind of a big, long ride. They only have one. The problem is they play 2 games tomorrow, but I'm working. And then they play 1 game on Saturday, which is 6 hours away.
But they're not getting in one day. Is that not crazy?
No, it's tournament.
At that age.
But usually the 2 games happen on a Saturday and 1 game on the first day of the tournament. Well, they're doing 2 tomorrow, 1 Saturday, and possibly, like, if they basically, depending on how they finish, because there's enough teams, they might not play at all on Sunday. So basically, the only day I could go up is Saturday, where there's 1 game. And after that game, it's not guaranteed that they're playing on the Sunday. So am I going to drive 6 hours on Saturday to watch 1 game and potentially have to drive back 6 hours Saturday night? This is what I'm wrestling with. What would you guys do? Like, there's no guarantee he's going to play on Sunday, and I got to drive 12 hours in 1 day potentially. That's stupid.
You got to simplify it to your values. How many sons do you have?
Well, I've got 3.
Do you love this one enough to go and watch them play sports?
I don't love him more. Like, no, I love you, Kyle.
No, I'm just putting you on the spot, dude. That's a long trip.
Yeah, no, Jamin has a great point. That's exactly what I'm doing. So I haven't made a decision. I'll if they win 2 games tomorrow and it looks like they're trending in the right direction for Saturday, maybe I'll make the trip up, or maybe, you know what, I'll wait to see what happens Saturday and then just drive up for. If I'm going to drive up for 1 game, I might as well drive up for a gold medal game instead of a mid game. So maybe I'll do that. Maybe that'll be the strategy. If I'm going to do 12 hours, it'll be for the right one.
Guys, where's this game at? What's the nearest major city?
Well, Edmonton. It's east of Edmonton. It's like it's 4 hours and 55 minutes northeast of here. So you got to get to Edmonton and I think drive 2 hours east, almost. So yeah, just a lot going on there. But I don't know. We'll see. I wish them luck. We got them some Firehouse subs for the. Speaking of food, we got them Firehouse subs for the bus trip, and I had Firehouse subs today at the symposium that I had at the fire department, and then I had they just the cold deli meats, because when they deliver their deli packs, it's all the cold stuff. And then I went to Spalumbo's tonight for the Calgary Stampeders Alumni Association AGM. Sheldon, we're gonna get you out. A lot of good guys. It was good to.
Yeah, invite me to the next meeting. I'm in.
I've never been to one before. This was the first one I've been to, and it looks like fun to get involved with the guys again. But and you know what? Great source of guys that we can get on the show. A lot of guys talk positively about our show. I guess they hear about it through the grapevine, and like the old days, everyone thinks that you and I are joined at the hip. Literally, do they know that you only check the text line 5 minutes before showtime, but everyone's like, so where's Nasty? What's he up to? How is he? What's he doing tonight? What color of jeans is he wearing? What's he eating for dinner? I'm like, guys, I have no clue. In fact, I do a weekly show with him, and he only checks the 700 texts right before we go
10 times a week. I'm easily on there 10 times a week, which to me is like a crazy amount. Like, dude, I was so made for the 90s. It's not even funny. But
yeah, you definitely were, because Trey and I we're texting on 3 different chats, plus we're Instagram messaging each other all day. Like, oh, look at this meme. This makes the show. This doesn't make the show. What do you think about this?
I've never seen any of those memes on the show, though. Like, I love it if you guys do that, but let's start bringing some of that stuff in there.
I told him to bring the Costco CEO doing the taste challenge of the hot dog.
Bring that up. Yeah, I could bring that up eventually.
Yeah,
just gotta give me a minute.
No, I throw him stuff. He throws me stuff all week long. We're like, I think I text Trey now almost more than I text Brittany. I won't say that, but it's pretty high up there. It's a lot of text going on.
You're high up on my text messages too, Randy.
Well, Trey's the only son of mine that actually texts me.
That wants to talk. Yeah, there you
go.
Yeah.
Like, I'm in constant contact with my new son. I'm like Dine and Dash's co-parent. But yeah,
I'll tell you what. Yeah, that's funny. And my jealous side is, well, why don't you just have a show with Trey? Well, I guess you do, but I'm slowly getting edged out of here, guys. I'm feeling the pressure.
Hell, don't worry. I sent you stuff too. I don't know if you check
your uncle Sheldon Rodrigo.
Yeah, there you go.
Guys, I think we're going to take a break, but Trey, I am dying about hearing from your trip. I saw some of the videos while you're gone, because I do check the text line from time to time. But we're going to take a break, guys. Grab yourself a snack, grab yourself a drink, go take a pee. We'll be back here in just a couple of minutes.
Performance Freight Management is a global logistic freight shipping company that will handle the entire shipping process for any package to any country. Whether it be a simple truck shipment from your office to Toronto or your company importing generators from China, PFM Freight handles it all. We have the expertise and technology to handle any shipping requirements. Skip the guesswork and let us take the shipping pain off your plate.
Do you want your business to be known? YYCCalgaryBusiness.ca is Calgary's only online media platform that gets you noticed. Short-form video content is rapidly taking over as the most effective way to engage your audience. Whether you're being interviewed on a vodcast, sharing a sizzle reel, or even hosting your own show, there is one place you can publicize your business. We want to tell your story and introduce you to our network of empowered business owners and leaders right here in Calgary. Isn't it time you took your digital game to 11? Call us or email us now.
Most people see us at work.
In uniform. Focused. Professional.
We're also dads. We are sons.
Friends. And sometimes we struggle too.
At Village Honda, we believe strength isn't staying silent. It's showing up, it's checking in, it's asking the question, are you okay? We're proud to support the men's mental health movement and to be part of changing the way men support each other. Thank you for being here tonight.
Welcome back. It's The Ride with Chevy and Nasty and Trey. Well, it's the Chevy Uncle Rodrigo. And I like that name.
I'll be your Uncle Rodrigo.
Welcome back, guys. It's impromptu Thursday night show. I mean, I think we do okay for having no plan. But we're brought to you each week at Performance Freight Management, We Drone Real Estate Media, and YYC Business. And you can find us on all the socials, including our new partners, Sideline Sports. I don't think we talk a lot about nothing. We talked a bit about sports, but, you know, we did talk a little bit about our men's mental health movie night. We talked about fatherhood, some of the challenges we have. You know, I feel challenges. Talk about our sons, including Trey. And, you know, there's nothing that makes us prouder than to see our adopted surrogate son, Trey, go off and do his thing with the UFC golf team. And, Trey, you made the travel team. That was big news a few weeks ago. And the travel team, that's a big deal on the golf. Like, tell us what it means to be on the, because I don't know golf. Like, you know, I just don't know enough about varsity golf. Like, how long do you have to sit on the bench before you make a travel team, or how does that work?
Yeah. So there was 9 guys on the team. There's 8 now. The travel team consists of usually 5 guys. So like the scoring for the team is they take the top 4. So you drop one, like your lowest score. But this week, we only took 4 guys, so everybody counted towards the tournament. So a little extra pressure because you don't have like a safety net kind of. So everybody had to count. So it was interesting. We got there a couple days early on Friday night. We played the course Saturday, Sunday in some wicked weather. I could pull up a couple pictures.
Yeah, throw up some pictures. Yeah. Those did look wicked.
So the one on the left and the right there from the practice round. So the one on the left there is from Saturday.
Is that a little snow there or hail?
Yeah, the one on the right is Sunday. So there was some snow, some hail. And then the one in the middle there's one of I can't remember if it's first or I think the first day. Complete torrential downpour, like a couple inches of rain. I'm gloved up there in my rain gloves, rain gear, umbrella. Like it was something. So
that's crazy to me because like football, obviously you play in all weather, and at a certain point it does become a bit of a shit show, right? Like too much rain, too much snow, too much wind. Golf, usually you see it get called for the weather, but for a collegiate tournament, when you got people flying in, you kind of just play through. Like, how much does that change the game? Is like, all right, boys, let's just like power through, or does it completely change the way the game looks?
Yeah, it was completely changed. It was a bit of a modified week. Like as you see there, our teammates hitting off a mat. Like usually the tee box is another 20 yards behind them on green grass, but because it's so wet, they don't want to like wreck the grass for the season that's coming up, like the legit season. So we played off mats, all the bunkers, like all the sand traps, completely swimming pooled. So like if you hit it in a bunker, you could just take it out. So there's no penalty really. So it changes the strategy a little bit. And then like the greens, so they had to put the pin in like the highest spot on all the greens because all the water would pool in like the low spots.
You might drown.
Like there's literally inches of rain on some of the greens. And so they had like a coach out on some of the greens because there's 6 schools there: UBC, Fraser Valley, Regina, Edmonton, us. Or UBC had 2 teams. So they had like a couple coaches squeegeeing the greens. They had like a big roller, and we flipped the bunker rakes and used them upside down, and we were like shoveling water off because obviously you don't hit a perfect shot every time. You're gonna have a couple inches of water right in your line when you're putting. So yeah, it was interesting. You had to change the rules up a little bit for us, but yeah, it's an outdoor sport, so you kind of have to play no matter the conditions.
Yeah, that reminds me of like the provincials when I was in high school. We actually had to go out there with hockey sticks and break up the ice on the field because I think provincials was November or something like that. And same thing, not the best weather conditions. But you do what you got to do.
I remember in college, not McGill, but when I was in CJEP, we had our Bull Door, which was the CJEP college championship game, and it was in the snow, and we had broom ball shoes with staples. That was an old trick that the Alouettes did way in the CFL, and our
they cheated, if I remember correctly. I don't think that was actually allowed by the rules, but
well, we got broom ball shoes. No one was checking if we had staples in them, but yeah, it was like ice cleats. We didn't win, so it didn't help. But we tried.
We didn't win. We tried. It was rough going for us. Like some of the BC teams have been playing golf.
Oh yeah,
all season long. So like this rain, and they're used to it. They've played on grass the last couple months. But for us, it's like first time I played golf on grass in 4 or 5 months. So yeah, we struggled a little bit. We beat Regina. So I guess we didn't get last, but we got our asses handed to us.
Early season, is definitely the West Coast teams have the advantage.
Well,
I wouldn't worry about that until July.
Trey, let me ask you this question: did your coach allow you to have phones on the plane?
Yes, we went with our
that's why you lost
your coaches.
Yeah, that's why you lost.
Didn't. Our head coaches didn't even come to this tournament. It was just
Sheldon. That's why you lost, because you had your phones.
Yeah.
You weren't focused.
Yeah, clearly.
I sat beside a very interesting guy on the way to Chilliwack.
Tell us about
he was on lovely guy named Jinder.
Okay.
He's in his 50s. He was a real estate agent, and he was going to meet a lady he had met on sugardaddymeetup.com.
Tell us about more.
Yeah, let's hear the story. Let's hear the story. I'll assume you're not using his real name, or you just threw this guy completely.
No, it's Jinder, but he's got a last name I couldn't even pronounce.
Yeah, so it's like Rodrigo in Venezuela.
So wait a second. 300-pound so Ginger was not on Tinder, or Jinder wasn't on Tinder?
Jinder was on a different kind of Tinder. He was going to meet some ladies. But yeah, he was like blown away that like a golf team was golfing in Chilliwack, and he was telling me about his cricket days in India. And he had just picked up golf, so he thought he was quite good at it. But yeah,
tell us about the sugardaddy.com. That's what I want to know. So what was he telling you? He's meeting up a honey, and was he going to pay for her college? What was the deal?
She looked like a middle-aged single mom.
Okay.
Bless her soul. And
but you're 20. What's his middle age look like to you? It means she was
He was
28 or 32.
Yeah, I think she was 33. He showed me her profile.
33 is
God.
middle age. Oh my god, dude.
My girlfriend's
Oh,
38.
that's not even
She's-
cougar yet.
Trey, you better watch. Yeah, you know, like teenagers when you're in your 20s, and not teenagers, but like when a kid's 10, they think a teenager is like 40,
Yeah,
or like a
totally.
20-year-old's 40.
Dude,
Like,
when you first walked onto into the locker room in collegiate football, the 22-year-olds look like grown men, right? Like,
yeah, but Sheldon, the first guy I met was Samir Shaheen.
oh god,
The guy had. I mean, I love Samir, but I mean, he had more body hair than my entire family, and more muscles.
I met Samir in the pros, and I was intimidated by that guy. Like he wasn't a tall guy. He's an Egyptian dude, bald head, shaved, muscular, just bodybuilding. From
but you know that
he looks like the guy. Like when you see the kid that's 6 years old, looks like Tarzan that could do like bench press at 135 pounds at age 6. That must have been Samir. Like, he's just naturally the strongest dude I've ever met in my
but
life.
you know the crazy thing, Sheldon, is you don't think he's tall, but he is at least 6'1", 6'2".
Yeah, that was just. But I'm 6'5", so that's short.
Yeah,
for
but
a
no, I know,
lineman,
but
right?
he was as wide as he is tall, so he didn't look tall, but he was just a huge guy. Meanwhile, Trey's playing the golf stuff while we're talking about Samir.
Holy
Thanks,
crap,
thanks for interrupting a great story, Trey.
I think he's suggesting we're interrupting his great story.
I just wanted to show the videos because I had videos and they didn't play on StreamYard. So sorry, go ahead.
So Trey just said, "Oh, let's throw it in the middle of a story." I mean, that's
It's a great video. Though, Trey. Great video.
Generation. What generation are you? Y, X, Blue, Z?
I
Are
think
you
so.
generation?
I don't know.
Gen Z.
You seem to have a little millennial in you, but
Yeah. But anyhow, Samir was a big dude. Samir was a big dude. That was the first guy I met in college. And
do you ever fight it? Do you ever fight Samir?
No.
I fought Samir like 3 times, dude.
Yeah, well, I didn't have to fight Samir. We were buddies. He was
God. I thought we were okay. That's the funny thing. I thought we were buddies too, but he's got a temper. Like I'm talking in practice.
Well,
I fought him 3 times in practice. I don't think I ever fought him in a game, but
yeah, Sammy is the most angry guy. In fact, you know what I realized? That our Labor Day brawl, when you were in Calgary and I was in Edmonton, that was a game that Samir tore his Achilles earlier in the game. I believe.
Oh, I saw. Was that on a kickoff return that happened?
I think it was something like that, but yeah, that was a game. And so Samir is a teammate of mine at McGill, Trey, so that you don't know, one of the strongest human beings you'll ever meet. Great guy, huge heart.
Great guy.
And yeah, you know, he had some injury issues. He played quite a bit in the CFL with Calgary, Edmonton. I believe he played in Hamilton and Toronto. I don't know if he has a Grey Cup. I don't know if he had a Grey Cup. That might have escaped him. But
he probably did. I think everybody had a Grey Cup except for me. So I'm sure Samir had a Grey Cup.
But yeah, no, great guy. And yeah, I remember because one of the most, like for me, my biggest memory of that game, that Labor Day game, Calgary Edmonton, was the brawl. But I'm sure for him, the brawl was the furthest thing from his mind that day because I think he went in early in the second. But yeah, no, I don't even know how we got talking about Samir, but Trey was sitting next to Jinder, who was laying on Tinder. So was he just showing you pictures of his mama, or like what was the deal?
Yeah. So yeah, you showed me pictures of his mama, and some of the text messages. I was just like, oh boy, like this guy's in for a treat, I guess, this weekend.
So wait. So tell us what the text messages said. Now we're curious.
Tell us
the
what
people
she did
want
for
to
a
know.
living. So is sugar mama or whatever, sugardaddy.com, right? So a girl,
SugarDaddyMeetup.com.
Yeah, there you go. Does she work at all? Like, was she? I'm gonna guess this. I'm guessing she either was like a hairdresser, right, or she was an influencer. And that's
I
my
don't
two
think.
guesses.
Yeah, probably more a hairdresser. I didn't ask her occupation or if she even had one, but yeah,
Sheldon, you make a lot of assumptions for a guy that couldn't even hit the top 100 with Rodrigo in Venezuela. I'm just saying,
dude. It was. I'll tell you what. If we were sitting here on Family Feud, everybody in the home audience would have been applauding the Rodrigo.
Yeah,
it sounded good.
100%.
Now, like with a little bit more time, Alejandro. That's the name, right? Alejandro for sure is a Venezuelan like stud, total Chad name, right? As the kids would say. I think they still say that. Maybe they don't.
Sheldon,
yeah, so
listen.
yeah, some of the texts were interesting. Like he was showing me the dirty text. I was like, bro, I don't want to be seeing this right now. Like, yeah, it was. And then he he had a couple of other ladies.
Did he
on
have
the
to
go,
pay
like,
for the
he had some-
dirty text? Like, did he pay her? And then
No, it's
she
not
wrote
how
it?
it works. You don't pay for the dirty
No.
text. It's not like a 1-800 text line. All right.
No,
Right.
no.
It's two consenting adults
Yeah.
that are just like skipping straight through the chase, right through hey, I will take care of you if you take care of me, which is not that dissimilar to some marriages, right, that you're going to see in North America. So I mean, I'm not sure it's the route that I would go, but I'm sure not going to hold it against the guy that goes.
All the
listen,
power to him.
We gotta, Trey, way to expose, our listeners to the Sugar Daddy meetup, because you know what, we are a show that caters to men of the little bit older Silver Fox vintage. We might have some of our single friends out here, and maybe a couple of our guys might be interested. So we might provide them public service. We talk about men's mental health, we talk about men's health, we talk about different resources. Well, just so you guys know, Sugar Daddy meetup has some guidelines, and their mission is to help members build genuine, long-lasting relationships based on trust and respect. Activities involving monetary exchange, including sex for money, prostitution, or any other transactional compensated relationships, escorting, or sex work, are strictly prohibited. So although you're a sugar daddy, exchanging any daddy for sugar or sugar for daddy is strictly prohibited. But there's a couple of other things here. A lot of users on this website, they claim it's the world's largest dating service dedicated to sugar dating. So that's a term, sugar dating. It's a part of a Silicon Valley firm that has been sugar daddy dating business for 18 years. The most visited sugar daddy site for respectful men and attractive women looking for long-term relationships, guys.
Oh, God.
Okay, first off, I'm glad that the lawyers put that in. Second of all, Randy, move to your right because you're killing me in the small screen. I can only see half your face.
Wait, I got to read you the numbers. Okay, 9.5 million plus selective members. So there's 9.5 million users. 2.2 million respectful men. But guys, here's the kicker. 7.3 million plus attractive women.
Yeah.
7.3 million to 2.2. I mean, there's a good odds that you could be sugar dating.
I wonder
Really
who's paying the tabs on these memberships. Like, how it used to be, it would be the guys that would have to pay to get access to the women. But today, here's the thing with the equality that we're seeing in our society. If you ever ask a woman who she's looking for right now, I want a guy who's good looking and funny, but not arrogant, makes $300,000 a year, is 6'5", he's got to have abs. Dude, they're looking for unicorns. But right now, because of Instagram and TikTok, everybody thinks there's all these unicorns out there, short of the three of us, which I'd say we all punch above our weight in our weight class of competitive men, although my doctor just called me obese. I think that this is almost, it feels to me like a scam for women to go out there and compete for guys with money. And I'm sorry, if you actually have a guy with money with a successful business, the last thing he's looking for is a long-term relationship that's going to cost him half or whatever the going rate is these days, when she eventually leaves you for a richer guy on the same site
that has more sugar.
Yeah. Am I a little bit, what's the word I'm looking for? Skeptical? Am I a little bit jaded? Again, thinking that this is not actually a solid relationship site.
It also says that Sugar Daddy Meet introduces AI to detect and prevent unsolicited explicit photos. So,
if anything, I think they're using AI to make sure that no broke ass guys end up getting on there representing big money and like scam. It feels like a scam to me. However, who am I to judge?
Yeah, no. You know
what is in the air? You can't stop.
Good for Jinder.
Something in the air, Trey.
He traveled all day to chill.
And he kicked my ass in a game of chess too. So I'll give him that.
There you go.
Yeah.
You know what? He's going all the way to meet his. They call him sugar babies. So he was going to meet his. That seems almost wrong. Why would you, like, they call the guys sugar daddies, which okay, whatever, and sugar mama, but then the person they're sugaring to is a baby. Seems wrong.
Put him on the list. Put him in the file.
So Trade, let me ask you this question: did you become friends with Jinder on Tinder? Like,
Unfortunately, not. No.
Did he send you a Facebook friend request? Did he send you, because you don't do that? You're 21. Did he send you a TikTok? Did you tell him about the greatest podcast on earth?
I told him that was my job. I work on a podcast.
See, he's probably watching you today. Say, dude, you totally sold me out, bro.
You outed me, man.
Yeah, guaranteed. Yeah, guarantees.
Yeah,
Jinder, if you're on Tinder on the right, well, he didn't know. He was waiting for. I'm gonna
take the reverse angle on this. Everything that you know, everything that you learn as a young man is usually on the bus or the flight with a team, right? That's just how it goes. You learn a lot of stuff when you travel about that you're not going to learn sitting in the study den at the university or in your living room couch watching Netflix, right? Young Trey went off there into the world, met a worldly man who was open enough to discuss his sugarbabies.com or whatever it's called.
Great tangent for us tonight. We talked about the road trip, the kids not going on. We talked about Trey going and meeting. Sheldon, could you remember who the most interesting person you've ever met on a flight or on a road trip?
I can tell you.
Yeah, let's hit it.
His name was Bill, and I forget his last name right now. I actually ended up coming across him later on in life as well too. But it was I believe I was with the Rough Riders at the time, and he was a guy from Saskatchewan who recognized the logging industry is huge, right?
Okay.
But every year, so you send out cutters of wood into the forest that cut down trees. But every year during the springtime, all the trees that had been naturally felled during the winter collect into rivers and create almost like log jams. He started a company reclaiming wood through northern Saskatchewan and northern Alberta rivers, just reclaiming wood that was naturally felled. So you cut out the whole part of having to cut down the trees, and he just got the wood, reclaimed it. It wasn't as efficient. You couldn't use as much of the wood, but you could use an awful lot of it. And he built a multi tens of $1 million company off of doing this. And I thought it was fascinating. So he taught me, opened my eyes to entrepreneurialism and looking at opportunities where nobody else sees them. And he also would be buying like houses from Uranium City and shipping them to other places. So anything that was naturally about to go to waste, he would step in and buy. It's almost like Daryl with Performance Freight Management.
Yeah.
There is something out there that needs a solution. And a guy like Daryl says, I can solve that. Yeah. That's what this Bill guy did. And it was blew my mind what he accomplished. Later on, he was remediating marijuana grow-ops in Calgary. Was the next time I came across him. But fascinating guy.
Well, that's pretty cool. Trey, was Jinder the most interesting guy you met on the flight, or anybody else that kind of?
Yeah. I can't really say I've been on a flight where the person beside me wasn't a family member or something. So it was probably the first time I've ever had a flight next to a stranger. Yeah, definitely interesting.
Yeah,
How about you, Chef?
You know what? There's two I could think of. When I took the train across Canada with the boys, I don't remember the fellow, but in the train car that we're in, there was a whole family of Quakers. Quakers are basically the Amish from Pennsylvania. I don't know what the difference is, but they had taken a train all across Canada to go to Victoria, and now we're heading back. And on the way back, it was super interesting. I mean, it kind of, there was this collective of people that had their own food. And I just sat down with the elder of the group. He was the grandfather. We just were chatting, and I was just asking him questions and chatting about our trips across Canada and what he went to see and what he was doing. And it was super interesting. But so that was an interesting conversation. But I think the most interesting person that I met was on my first trip out to Calgary way back in 1998 when I came for Bobsled Canada. I got to fly. They flew me. I believe it was first class. I don't know why I was in first class, but I think they thought I needed more seating. And I sat next to the founder of, have you ever heard of this company, Fitter International? They make a whole bunch of fitness products. The guy's name is Louis Stack. He founded Fitter first, and he was a downhill speed skier. You know, when the guys that just go bomb down the hill with that space suit and they go as fast as they can? Well, I think he wrecked his knees in a crash, and he created this rehab thing where you balance on this skiing thing, and that was his.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've seen this before, for sure.
so that was he invented this, and from this one product, he created this international company to not only create fitness equipment but supply and distribute. And he was super interesting guy. Yeah, it's a big company, and they have their headquarters. It used to be down on Blackfoot. I think it's still around there. I'm not sure exactly where it is, but yeah, the balance boards, the wobble boards, all those things. That's all his company. And yeah, we just had a really engaging conversation. And for me,
did he come up with this concept, like all these like balance balls and all this stuff, or?
I know for sure he invented that first piece of equipment that you see.
The ski one, the one that we go laterally. Yeah.
He invented that one because there was a lack of rehab machines to mimic the type of movement he wants. But he's a sought after speaker.
Trey, go to fitter1.ca, and then their about page. Like this dude, he looks like he's straight out of the 80s, but this thing makes so much sense. This is like the most common sense rehab device I've ever seen.
Yeah, and so
Fitter,
just go to Fitter First Canada.
Fitter First. But yeah, no, that was a very interesting conversation. I mean, it didn't inspire me to be an entrepreneur, but it definitely introduced me to, I mean, I love to talk to people, but really networking, like making sure that you're available. And I guess, you know what, man, it's funny how our show comes full circle. But in this day and age of everyone on their phones, even on a road trip with their friends, they're definitely on their phones in their own business when they're on a road trip full of strangers, whether you're on a plane, a train, or a bus. But can you imagine how many missed opportunities there are for connection and contacts and networking because the phones have intruded in those times where maybe you could strike up a conversation with strangers? It's not every smelly guy on the bus you're going to have a conversation with, but every once in a while you might be able to strike up a conversation with someone super interesting, like you met, Sheldon, or like I got to meet. Even Trey meeting Jinder on Tinder. But
all three of them entrepreneurs in their own way, right?
Yeah, fantastic, right? But when you don't take those moments, when do those moments come? Those chance moments where you might meet someone that gives you a great idea or inspires, or maybe throws a business idea your way, right? And talking about the phones.
I'll tell you a story of just the other day. I was shooting this beautiful home down in Okotoks, like the 4,000 square foot, built out on 3 levels, walk out onto green space. Really cool English couple that owned it. Obviously English because of their accent and whatnot. Their sons, one of their sons, he says, my son's in real estate media now too. He shoots videos and photos up in Cold Lake. He goes, but he does it part-time. His main gig was he's an F-18 tech, meaning that every time the F-18s land, he's working to get them all ready to go back up in the air. They just got back from I think Tuscaloosa, Florida, where they're training down at the Florida air bases. And this guy's like 24 years old. He's working on F-18s. And in his spare time, not only does he do real estate photography, Cold Lake's a small city, right? Like in Calgary, it's big. You niche down. So that's all I get to do. This guy shoots all the shots for the base. He's gone up in the fighters to shoot photos of them, like doing the air-to-air refueling. He does all the shooting for the Cold Lake base. I'm like, dude, your son, and he was not 24, he's 27. Wow. But I'm like, this kid at 27 is got such a cool freaking career path. Why? A lot of people get jobs, but the real cool stuff doesn't happen with getting your nose into your screen, sitting on your couch, scrolling, binging. Is being able to talk to people and say, hey, that looks cool. Can I try that? And that's for me. If I gave advice to any kid, keep your curiosity the same as when you're a 10-year-old boy and just say, that looks cool. Can I try that? Yeah. And you'll have some pretty great life experiences.
And it's interesting because I know it's so stupid how this show goes, right? Because we just kind of pick a couple of topics out of there. We talk about how my son doesn't have a phone. Next, it kind of becomes sort of the basis for like a real study on human dynamics. Like you have the phone, it basically intrudes upon all those times where maybe you can have a real authentic conversation with someone. Like how many times, when we were on the planes traveling with the teams, you know, we have to stretch our legs. You step in the back and you go stand at the back of the plane. You have a really awesome conversation with the flight attendant and stuff, you know, and I remember learning about how many flight attendants, especially at WestJet, are actually former CPS members or former firefighters, because once they retire, it's a fantastic gig for them. They're, you know, and for some reason, it really lends well. And you learn about people. You learn about what they do. You learn
the
about
Montreal dance clubs. Her name's not really Candy. Like, she's studying to become a doctor. I would have guessed that, Candy.
Sheldon. But yeah, no, I just think it is interesting because, yeah, you know, as we talked about it, like so many, and it's funny because now I'm less extroverted on the planes. Now I'm more like, oh, leave me alone. I just want to sleep on the plane. Whereas in the past, I used to love to chat with everyone. So maybe as we get older, we change a little bit, but I still realize that a lot of the most authentic conversations I've had are with people that I'll never meet again.
Yeah.
You know, and I think there's something to be said for that.
Dude. Okay. I know I'm hijacking a lot of these conversations. Last week I was shooting a place with a renter in it. The renter was a 24-year-old girl, 25. She had a job. She was a financial management of an asset manager for a large property manager. Mm-hmm. But she was going back to school, learning Egyptology. When I went to shoot the basement, I was like, what the hell is this? She had hieroglyphs on paper, hand drawn all over her wall. She goes, I'm learning hieroglyphs right now. And I started saying, you know, I spent about a month a deep dive at night reading Wikipedia before I went to bed about the different dynasties of Egypt, because it fascinates me that 5,000 years ago, people were able to do this. And she says, you know, what'll blow your mind? She says, they recently found the oldest papyrus ever, the oldest handwritten piece of human communication, where they where it was a boat captain that was discussing transporting the granite boulders that built the pyramids up the river on the Nile on the boats. And it even told them where they stayed, how long they slept, or where they slept, things like that. Just tonight, my algorithm popped up. I completely forgot about that conversation, although it was really super cool. It popped up on my algorithm, and I read that. I've got it open on my screen here somewhere in one of my 100 open tabs on my other screen. We now know how they transported the rocks to the site. It was taken by boats down the Nile. And some 25-year-old chick that's already an asset manager that wants to do something cooler and is self-teaching herself hieroglyphics in her basement. Dude,
that's crazy.
It's amazing what you can learn from people if you stop talking about yourself or just ask them a question, because they'll tell you.
Well, and I'm not going to one up here, but I'm going to tell you a story. And I think, like, first of all, the point of this is not like just go talk to everyone all the time, because that's something I would do. Sheldon, you're more of the introvert.
Yeah.
Like, you're more like Brittany. You're not, your social battery is not something that's like, you don't get charged up by people. For me today, I had a symposium that I kind of put on with the CFD. It was a big thing, and it was a feather in our cap to get this and pull it off. And we did, and it was awesome. And from there, I was charged up, met a lot of new people. And I was like, yeah. And instead of coming home and going to sleep, I decided, yeah, you know what? I'm going to go do the alumni thing and meet a bunch of guys. I even missed dinner at Spalumbo's because I was shaking everyone's hands and talking. And then instead of saying, hey, I'm done, I was up since 5 a.m. Hey, guys, let's do the show, right? That's me. Bing, 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 bing. Not everyone has to be that, but opening yourself up for some authentic conversations. I'll give you an example. The other day, I was pulling up to the 7-Eleven across the street from my house, and I was going to buy a couple of energy drinks, and there was a homeless guy in the front. He was sitting down. He was leaned up against the propane tanks, and you could tell he was drunk. He was out of sorts, you know. And I could have just gone in and come up, but I walked up to him. I'm like, hey, is everything okay? You need anything? He's like, yeah, no, I'm good. He's like, I said, you need any services? With my job, we, I know some of the community services out there that, want to make sure that the guy, do you need the Alpha House? Do you need, he's like, no, it's good. I said, you have somewhere to stay? He's like, yeah, I usually sleep out here when it's nice. I'll make my way to a shelter, so we chatted a bit. Right. But he's laying out in front of the 7-Eleven, and, again, 90% of the people walk by, see him, judge him, don't do anything, don't say anything, just go do their thing and pass by. So I walked in, and I was in uniform, and I asked the lady, I said, is everything okay with the fellow outside? And she's like, no, he's actually great. So I said, well, what do you mean? And she's like, well, you know, he's been here. He sits here when it's cold. He comes in at night, overnight, and he actually keeps our night staff person company. And it's kind of good because less people will do stuff in the store if there's someone in there.
There's somebody else in there.
And we'll feed him. And he kind of just hangs out in the store. And the other day there was a robbery at the Shoppers Drug Mart on Nose Hill in Silver Springs. Always gets robbed, and he's the one who called the police. So, you know, judge a book by its cover, and then all of a sudden you're like, wow, this guy. And all he wanted was an energy drink. That's all he wanted. And and she's like, yeah, you know, he causes no trouble. He actually helps us out. People walk in, they buy him food, and you know, he's actually been very helpful. And it's like, I would never have known that had I not initiated a conversation with him, had I not followed up and not say, hey, this guy isn't your typical homeless guy that everybody thinks is, you know, useless or whatever negative judgments would be. This guy's, you know, he's just surviving. He didn't choose that. And yet he's being useful, and other people are seeing it value in him too. So I thought that was pretty cool. And I never would have never would have known had I not stopped. Right. And so I think that's more the point of this is, when you stop to listen and stop to listen to someone's story, you never know what you're going to get. You might get a sugar daddy, and then you might get, you know, someone who invents something pretty cool. So it just depends, you know, what class in the airplane you sit, I guess, Trey.
Is there a sugar mama? Is there a sugarmama.com that you found, Trey, or
I personally have not found it, but I'm assuming there has to be.
Wait a second. Does that mean you looked for it?
Should not look for it, no.
Well, now I gotta type it in. You know, this amazing.
No, okay, Chev, you can type that in, but
rich woman dating site
for a but you better be able to cook or clean. You better bring something to the table for that. But for me, it would be my sexy feet OnlyFans page that I don't tell anybody about, but I guess I just announced it here because I have great ankles and great toes. Guys, you know, Chef, as crazy as this was, I honestly, I was thinking that we might try to do this on Tuesday. I'm glad that we got on here tonight. It was good catching up, Trey. I'm glad you survived that trip. I'm just glad you made the travel team. That is like, dude, that is massive in a competitive field. Like, let's not forget collegiate sports, folks. Like, you know, this, not everybody gets to go and play at the collegiate level, and how competitive that is. For me, I just feel good because I'd love to hear what the reaction was when you found out that you're on the travel team, because that's special. Thanks.
I waited a long time to finally be able to go. That's the first time I've ever been on a travel team. Years at State, I didn't. And last year I didn't make the team, so I was just blessed to be there, even though it was pretty miserable and we didn't play our best. But I'll look at it fondly, I'm sure.
Hey, it's a start. It's a building block for the rest of the season. So
Trey, just before you go, you know, I just want to let you know there's some wisdom advice. We were looking, Sheldon, I did find a site for Trey. It's called cougarlife.com. Data Cougar on the world's largest cougar dating site. So if you're interested, but you said you're seeing someone right now, but just saying Cougar Life is a place for men looking to date older women and women interested in dating younger men. So Trey, that mustache, Cougar Life.
They love it.
Sheldon, take us away.
Folks, guys, those that made it till the end, we just want to say thank you. We really appreciate it. We know this is a bit of a weird thing coming here on Thursday night. We're glad you guys joined in. Love the comments. You made us smile. You made us laugh. And we promise you that this was the only abnormal week we're going to have for a little while. And right after we get off, we're going to go back to work, planning out our Tuesday night show. So we look forward to seeing you guys all then back here Tuesday night, 10 o'clock p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Love you all. Miss you all. Talk to you all soon.